welcome to Potpourri. I'm your host, Brandon Berry, and today we have two special guests with us. We have Minister Pauline Brown, and we also have Evangelist Glory Dixon. How are you all today?
Good,
Well,
thank you.
All right, and you all are here with us today from the nonprofit Trinity Awards.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about the nonprofit Trinity Awards, how it came about, who started it, things like that.
Sure. Yes, the nonprofit Trinity Awards was started by Ms. Linda Brooks Horton. This was something that she has been doing, helping nonprofit small organizations to get started. And so she helped to let everyone have their 501c3s and help in that manner. And so the passion was born in her to help these small nonprofit business organizations about 4 years ago. So it came into existence 3 years ago when we put this in action. And so Miss Linda Brooks Horton, she's known as the nonprofit lady. And because of that, that was birthed in her. And so this is why we have the nonprofit Trinity Awards today.
Okay, that sounds great. And I know the awards are taking place on August 17th at the Porter Sanford Theater or Performing Arts School. How, you know, and how long is this event? Like, how long does it take?
Okay, this event, it's our third year.
Okay.
We were previously at other location, the Morehouse Business College, but this year we're going to the Porter Sanford Performing Arts. And so we start out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon where, you know, we have a red carpet, we have guest artists, we have, you know, the nominees, the honorees, and quite a few people from the community and other people from the government sector, etc. And it takes about a 3-4 hour program, you know, and that's what we're doing on the 17th of August.
Oh, so it makes people feel like, you know, they're celebrities, you have the red carpet, so black tie affair. Okay,
Yes, it is.
That's fun. How many different categories do you have usually?
We have approximately 6 categories.
Okay. What do they consist of?
Okay, we talk about the youth. There's a category for the young people concerning volunteerism, what they're doing in the community. We have the humane category where we talk about the animals and so on and so forth. We also have the religious sector where we talk about the churches, local churches in the community. We also honor leaders, nonprofit small business leaders in the community. So those are some of the categories that we look to. Glory?
Yes, the categories are exciting for people who otherwise would never be recognized as small nonprofit organizations. We realize that there are people who have nonprofit organizations who take money out of their own pocket to start their organizations. They own it, they run it, they're the janitors, and they're behind the scenes. And so these categories are to put a spotlight on these small nonprofit organizations.
That's awesome, man. That's something that I feel that we definitely need to, you know, put in the limelight to make sure that everyone is getting recognized. And I know that no one necessarily gets any type of proceeds or anything like that. It's pretty much based upon just taking out the time to recognize these people for their hard work and the things that they are doing in the community for youth or even people of older ages and things like that. So now I want to go back a little bit. I didn't ask you all, what exactly is your involvement with the nonprofit Trinity Awards?
Okay. Well, I've been with the nonprofit Trinity Awards from the inception.
Okay.
Mrs. Brooks Horton and I work very closely.
Okay.
And so my role this year was to look over the nominations. We have so many nominations, and so we had to go in to organize and see who is doing what, and it's a very hard job to choose winners, you know, and those to read, because everyone is a hero. They are the unsung heroes. You know, it's not a big organization, it's the small things. And so it's a very challenging job to choose someone to say, you know what, you did exceptionally well in this particular field, to offer, you know, a trophy or a certificate, whatever it may be. And so that was a part of my job. Also, we also tried to get sponsorships, you know, from our local businesses to assist us, because of course, as Glory said, we have to sometimes take money from our very own pockets in order to assist in this program. And so we do look around in the local business community for sponsors to help us out to fund this project.
What about you?
Yes, and to piggyback on what she just said, looking for donations and sponsors, I'm more on the public relations side of it, in that I do, you know, send out press releases, and thanks to CAU-TV, they got one of those press releases. Is the reason we're here today. So, Sister Hale and Sister McFarland, we thank you for that and for this opportunity. So that is what I do, and so I stay in touch, follow up, and also in armor. We're both armor bearers for Sister Horton. Whatever she needs us to do, she couldn't be here today. We have 4 or 5 different media, you know, places to be, and she can't be at all of them. So she designated us, and so that's why we're here today.
Okay, yeah, and those, the different sponsorships, pretty much they help with the facility when you host the awards, and then also purchasing the different trophies and certificates that you purchase for the winners as well, right?
Yes, yes, and some of our sponsors, Wells Fargo Bank is one, and we certainly shout out to them. Reverend Nathaniel Bronner and Bronner Brothers, they're one of our sponsors as well. And so, you know, we're getting a lot of feedback and a lot of support, you know, within the community and from the businesses within the community.
What is usually the attendee? You know, how many people actually come out, and what are some more avenues that you actually do use to make sure that people are becoming aware of this, so we can continuously see the nonprofit award, Trinity Awards, excuse me, grow? What are some of those different public venues that
Okay, well, first of all, you know, churches is a big platform, you know, for us to go in and talk to the pastors and see if this is something that they can put in their program or on their announcements. And we do certainly have to thank Pastor Jerry D. Black of Beulah Missionary Baptist Church, who you know, understood and who really supported this effort, because, as you know, church is volunteerism. Anything you do in the church, whether you usher, you know, or on some type of board, that is volunteerism. And he saw the vision of the Nonprofit Trinity Awards, and they became, you know, a big part of what we're doing. In that, he approved the Women of Glory Dance Ministry, they'll be ministering at the Nonprofit Trinity Awards, and then Reverend Maurice Ficklin is going to be one of the speakers. He's one of the associate ministers of that. Pastor Black tried to make it, but his schedule just didn't permit. So that's just a few of the people that support us.
That's good, no, because the thing about it, I just want to make sure that, you know, so even if I can get involved, I just want to make sure, with me being of the younger generation, that we make sure that we're involved in things like this, because even now, you know, you have a lot of our older leaders and Maya Angelou and just things like that who are passing on, and a lot of those people who carried these type of foundations and organizations are, you know, getting older, and it's time for us to step up. So I want to make sure that this is something that's definitely for my generation, and of course the generations underneath that, to make sure that they're involved. Do you have?
We're definitely on Facebook. We share all that on Facebook, and now that you say that, there are quite a few of young people from Linda Horton's church, which is Liberty Hall House of God, and Pastor Brown. We totally are supporter in every area. And so, you know, that is something that is on our notice board. We make sure that, you know, they are aware. We have gone to the local churches and we have handed out packets so that they are aware of who we are in the community, and we work with a lot of different churches. So we make sure it's on that platform. Not only that, but our local people that we, business owners, that we purchase stuff from. We go and let them know that we are doing this for the community. And so, you know, that's the avenue that we take. Our young people are very much involved. They will be volunteering, making sure that everybody is in their proper place. So we involve our youths, you know, but we're trying, of course, there's always room for improvement. And as, you know, the time goes on, of course, people like Brandon will be assisting us
Yes,
to get the word out.
Yeah, she can hold me accountable to
Yes,
that. That's
all right.
definitely something that I'll definitely be looking into, because that sounds great. That's actually kind of something that sounds like, you heard of the neighborhood awards that I believe Steve Harvey, he's always promoting them. So that's
Yes.
something that's really good, and I like that we're, especially in the African American community, that we need to, sometimes we like to feel recognized. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything extravagant and huge, but just the time to be taken out and being recognized for our hard work and efforts that we do actually do. Now I want to ask about the nominations. What's that process like, or how exactly do people get nominated? Where do they go? Things like that. How long does that take?
All right. After the awards, we sit back and we get feedback from, the attendees, the honorees, and so forth. So during the month of November of that year, we start our action plan for the following year. And so at that time, we have everything in place when we are going to push out the save a date, because normally it's going to be like the third Sunday of August of the following year. So we start doing that process. In the month of March, we start sending out all that information concerning nominations to the different areas. Now, we do piggyback on the folks that did receive honors the year before, so that they can assist us in getting the word out as well. So with that process, we send out that information. Like I said, Facebook, YouTube, whatever media we can afford. MediRock is one of them. Of course, the public relations lady here makes sure that that information is out. And so that's how the nomination process starts. The categories are in place, and so the age groups and so forth are there, and so we send that out to the different areas online, and we start that process in March.
Okay, that's good, because I know you have 6 categories. How many people are typically in each category?
That are nominated?
Yeah, that are nominated, yeah.
Okay.
We may have 2 or 3 that's nominated in the same category, and then of course the winners are already known by the time we have the event. So then it's like the Oscars. It's not the Oscars, but it's like the Oscars, but it's on a Christian level. And then they pull the envelope, and the winner is, and we named who the winner is out of that particular category of the 3 or 4 that may have applied to be in that category.
I know you mentioned that it's Christian. Is that something that's kind of like a requirement, or is that just something that it's the basis? The organization is based upon Christianity and things like that.
Yes, it is. But we also go out into the community. It's not. I mean, it's if anyone from a particular religion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like Christian. You understand? But we base it off the volunteer that you are providing, or the services that you're providing for the community. So it's not necessary, quote unquote, per se Christian. Okay.
And we're on the premise, just like we follow the pattern of our example, who is Jesus Christ.
That's right.
And he helped the poor. He healed the sick. He talked to those that people thought were unlovely.
Absolutely.
So we reach out to everybody. We want everybody to be a part. And all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, including us. And so we're not passing judgment. We're not looking at anybody. We're just coming together for one common ground and one common bond, and that is to reach out and recognize and help people. And that's our premise.
Okay. Well, I don't want to cut you short. We're going to definitely come back, and we're going to make sure we get some more questions and everything answered for everyone to know. And so, yeah, that'll be good. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's time to join forces. Get energized and fuel up right. Because starting today, every kid in America has a mission. Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Hi, this is Miss Mimi Johnson. We are here with the staff for the non-profit Trinity Award. The arts reporter is covering, and I'm telling you, these two young ladies here are working so hard. Say hi. All right, we'll see y'all later. Say hi.
Welcome back. Again, my name is Brandon Beery, your host. And again, our guests for today will be Minister Pauline Brown and Evangelist Glory Dixon. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I know we left off, we were talking about the different nominations and how many people are, or no, actually we left off talking about making sure that everybody is welcome.
Yes.
And it's not based upon a specific religion or anything like that, it's just based on the merit of your hard work and everything like that. So that's absolutely great, so everyone knows that they can be involved with the nonprofit Trinity Awards.
Yes.
Definitely.
So is it typically at the same time of year every year?
Yes. It is the third Sunday in August.
Okay.
Since we started. So this year it will be August 17th, 2014 at the Port of Stanford, yes.
Okay.
So we try to maintain that so we don't flip or, just try to be consistent with that date.
Okay, yeah, that's good. What are some things now, during the Trinity Awards, most TV award shows, they have like different people come out maybe telling jokes or whatever, things like that. Do you have performances like that? Do you have people that come out and showcase talent or things like that? Tell us about that.
Well, we have a headliner, yes. We have someone that come out and they tell jokes and they rev up the crowd and make sure that you're involved in clapping and that you're supporting the nominees and to set the house right, for the presentation and how we can all be involved in the whole process.
Who's headlining or hosting the awards?
Yeah, the co-hosts, there are two co-hosts.
Okay.
One is Miss Nadine Nelson and one is Pastor Barnett. Now, these two folks have been doing this for the last 3 years.
Okay.
Now, as Glory said, they come out, but Nadine Nelson, she has this thing about her. She calls herself the Hallelujah Girl because for some reason she just believes that she is in church, but they make it so much fun that by the time you get seated, you are so comfortable to enjoy the evening.
Yes.
They do an excellent job. And so those are the two people. But of course, there are other things that we do, or other artists that comes out. Not to mention Mr. Edgar Baines, he's the production manager as well, and he normally comes out as well with something to break the ice, which is really wonderful.
So they make sure everyone is welcome,
Yes.
things like that. Who are some of the artists that will be participating this year?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. That's a good question. We have Cascade United Methodist Gospel Choir. They're an awesome, huge choir. They'll be ministering in song. Kimball Williams, saxophonist Antonio Allen, and I'm sure you've heard of him. He's an awesome artist. Of course, the Beulah Missionary Baptist Church, that's my church, and my pastor, called the Women of Praise, Women of Glory, dance ministry. And then Lydia Page of the famous, she's not part of the Pace Sisters, but she's in the Pace family. And she's a recording artist as well as an actress. And, she's worked with Tyler Perry and done movies and stage plays. And so she'll be one of our recording artists as well.
Awesome.
And of course, last year we had Calvin Bridges. I Can Go to God in Prayer. He was awesome. He did a wonderful job. He was one of our recording artists.
And all of these artists, of course, are, again, they're nonprofit artists. So we try to make sure that stays.
Yes, there's a nonprofit. Yes, they come to support.
They come to support.
Wonderful organization with their talents and their gifts. And of course, nonprofit.
And when, excuse me, when you say, are they nonprofit? and volunteers. Calvin Bridges himself paid his own plane fare, and and incurred his own expenses, and to volunteer, which is what the whole gist of
that's great to have people like that that really see the vision and support everything that the nonprofit Trinity Awards actually has put out into the community to make sure that that is known. How can people who aren't necessarily being nominated or who would like to become a part of the board or something, how do they get involved with the Trinity Awards?
Well, as far as being a part of the board, that's an appointed position, right? Sister Linda Horton, if you're interested, you can just shoot her an email at nonprofittrinityawards@yahoo.com. nonprofittrinityawards@yahoo.com. You can also go online to our website at nonprofittrinityawards.org. And if you want to get involved, there's a donate button on there. If you say you want to donate just to be a supporter, you can do that. We have, people can pledge a donation in order to have their logo or the advertisement into our program, as well as on our website. So you can go to nonprofittrinityawards.org and you can help us out that way. You can donate. It may be a little late for advertisement now, but if the program has not been printed, certainly we'll be glad to get it in. But we're looking for people to help us to kind of bring this thing and put it out there to the public. It is an awesome event. So don't think by any stretch of the imagination that you're being shortchanged, because it is definitely like the Oscars. It is red carpet. You, ladies, your husbands are going to thank me for this. You can wear all the bling you want. He'll thank me, and you can thank me for your new dress. You can, nothing is over the top. Nothing is over the top, because you're going to do the red carpet, you're going to have the media. We have 4 or 5 different medias, including CAU TV, that's going to be at the red carpet doing interviews. So you may be interviewed, you may be put on TV, because it is going to be aired on television at a later date.
Definitely. That's good. Yeah, and that was my main. I just wanted to make sure, like, throughout the year, to make sure, I know as you're planning the next event, to make sure that it grows more artists or more sponsors, and even to the point you may even, I don't know, with different students for college. I really think big and different stuff. So I'm sitting here already just thinking about different things that I can contribute and try to help it grow as an organization. So,
and Brandon, as a footnote, there are people that's going to be a part of that kind of behind the scenes, that have been donating, to our cause. And so with that, if they buy an ad, for example, they can get some free tickets, free mention, like I said, if there's space available in our program, as well as online. And also, there's a networking opportunity. So when you come to the Nonprofit Trinity Awards, we have the red carpet. After the red carpet, we have the meet and greet, where we have beautiful, classy, professionally done hors d'oeuvres, and you can bring your business card, you can network, and you'd be surprised at the business you pick up just from networking with people. And by me being a part, I picked up some preaching assignments. And so that's an opportunity as well.
Absolutely, that is awesome. I'm really excited to hear that this is something that is definitely in place in our community, and everyone should be able to be a part of this and come and network and definitely grow different businesses and things like that. And like I said, definitely getting our youth involved. So I would love for people to make sure that they bring their children, if possible, and they can put on their nice suits and dresses as well. And, you kind of get a feel for that type of life or aspect of being a volunteer, because a lot of times nowadays people believe that everything that they do has to be beneficial to them, whether it be financially or some sort of opportunity, versus just wanting to genuinely give back to the community or help give recognition to someone in the community.
Absolutely.
So that's something that I think is awesome, and I'm glad that you all were able to come out with us today and inform us about the Nonprofit Trinity Awards. And it's August 17th at what time again?
It's at 4. The doors open at 4.
Okay.
And
Is that the time the red carpet starts?
red carpet starts.
As soon as you open that door and walk in, you're walking the red carpet.
Our program starts at 6.
I put on my stress. Yeah.
That's right. 6 p.m. sharp is when the doors are open for the award ceremony.
Okay. Well, we thank you so much for coming out today, and we will see you on August 17th at 4 o'clock on the red carpet. Okay?
Yes, and thanks AUTV and Brandon. Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for coming.
It's the greatest pleasure. Thanks.
Yes,
the
it
Nonprofit Trinity Awards. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Potpourri. Again, I'm your host, Brandon Berry. Have a good day.
It's time to join forces. Get energized and fuel up right. Because starting today, every kid in America has a mission. Bring out the action hero in you. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Packers, Viking, Packers, Viking, Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Crack yellow. Find their way out of
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.